If you are preparing for the PMP exam or thinking about it, then we can help because I am a professional PMP trainer at pmprepcast.com, and in this episode of the Project Management Podcast, I answer about 40 questions from participants of a PMP exam Q&A live streaming event. Hello and welcome back to the Project Management Podcast at pm-podcast.com. This is episode 456 and I'm Cornelius Fichtner. Lovely to see you again. The PMP exam is changing. PMI published a new exam content outline about a year ago, but due to the pandemic, it has taken a little longer for it to be implemented. The official changeover day is the 2nd of January 2021. And a good number of candidates who are thinking about taking the PMP exam or who are in the middle of it are wondering, well, should I still finish it this year, take it this year, or should I take it next year? And they have lots and lots of questions about this. There are even some PMP trainers out there who have questions about the upcoming exam. And that is why I decided the easiest way to answer all those questions is to hold a live Q&A event and give everyone an opportunity to ask those questions, and I would answer them live on air. This here is the recording of that event. Enjoy! Hello everyone and welcome to today's live event, the 2021 PMP exam. That is the topic of today. I'm going to walk you through the exam, give you a number of aspects, and show you what you need to know in order to get ready if you are planning to pass your PMP exam in 2021. All right, my name is Cornelius Fichtner. I have been a PMP instructor since about 2007-8, something like that. And I have developed both the PM Prepcast exam prep training course as well as the PM exam simulator. And for those of you who have already passed the exam, you may know me from the Project Management Podcast. All right, what are we going to learn today? Here are the learning objectives. You will be able to name the criteria, requirements, exam content, and policies for the 2021 exam. Obviously, we're looking forward here. And at the end of this 45 minutes, something like that, presentation, you will also be able to identify PMI authorized training partners, instructors, and courses. And that one is more important than it is for the 2020 exam because there is now an official course from PMI and you want to make sure that you get the official training and the official guidance as defined by PMI. We'll get to that in just a moment. Okay, so what is the agenda today? Here we go. First of all, I am pretty sure that many of you have a ton of questions, and the top 5 questions that I expect that you have, I have prepared 5 questions, rapid fire, and by rapid fire I mean 90 seconds to 2 minutes, okay? I'm really going through those very, very quickly. So get ready with your questions because at the end of that rapid fire, I'll be looking at any comments that you have typed into either Facebook or YouTube, and I'll bring those up and answer those live on air if you already have something there. Then we're going to take a look at a number of aspects from the 2021 PMP exam. We have to look at the exam content outline, the authorized training partner program, the exam prep course from PMI, the now official exam prep course that PMI is providing. We'll talk about exam strategy and training materials for 2021 and also the online exam. And we'll close everything with take action because I don't just want to, leave you hanging there. Well, what am I supposed to do now? What does this mean for me? So at the end, we have a take action and take a course module or part as well, in which I'm going to show you what to do next if you're planning on taking your exam in 2021. But now let's go straight into the rapid fire Q&A here. Question number 1. Is there a new edition of the PMBOK guide? No, there isn't. At this time, the 6th edition is the correct edition to use. So no matter if you're preparing for the 2020 or the 2021 exam, then the 6th edition is the exam, is the edition of the PMBOK guide that you need to look at. Oh, and by the way, let me just make it clear. Today is the October the 19th, 2020, and all the statements that I'm making here in this rapid fire, that's all as of today. In a couple of weeks, things may change, okay? We'll get to that in just a moment. So that was question number 1. Question number 2, when will the PMBOK Guide 7th edition be published? Either in the 4th quarter of this year or in the 1st quarter of next year. That is what PMI has told us. But it usually takes about 6 months until the new edition of the PMBOK guide is rolled out for the PMP exam. So still, just continue using the 6th edition until you hear otherwise. All right, when will the exam change? Well, the last date for the 2020 exam is on December 31st, 2020. Then on January 1st, 2021, you will not be able to take your PMP exam because that's when the changeover happens. And then the first date for the 2020 exam, that is on January 2nd. Okay, so December 31st this year for the current exam, January 2nd next year for the new exam. There are no exceptions. If you do not pass this year, you have to take the new exam next year. When the last changeover happened, let's see, the last changeover happened 2017, I believe. I know of one exception that PMI made out of the thousands of people who are taking the PMP exam in December, okay? One exception that I know of, somebody who was allowed to take the old exam again. All right, moving on. That is question number 4 here. What is the biggest difference, or what are the biggest differences between the 2020 and the 2021 exam? Very simple. Today, the exam has 5 domains: initiating, planning, executing, monitoring, controlling, and closing. And the new exam will have 3 domains: people, process, and business environment. And 50% of the new exam will be about agile. Today, the exam is 100% plan-driven, predictive. The new exam will be 50-50. Last question here on my quickfire list is, should I take the exam now or should I take it later? Take it now. Seriously, at this time, again, October 19, 2020, you still have enough time to do your studies, get ready, prepare, practice on a simulator, and then take it in December of this year. In 2 weeks from today, this slide will change. This slide at the start of November will say, wait until 2021. You do not have enough time. So start in October, you have enough time. Start in November, you probably don't have enough time. Okay, and that's it for my rapid fire Q&A. Okay, all right. Then let's see what we've got here. Your questions and comments. Here is Stone Livingston from Facebook. Hi, I'm planning to take the exam because that's when I have my 36 months. Yes, of course. You need 36 months as a minimum requirement. If you don't have that yet, then yes, you have to go next year. All right. MCQ's pattern has been changed. Now we mainly have theory. Okay, I do not know what you mean by Kazim by MCQ, so unfortunately I will not be able to do that. Okay, Stone again, didn't mean to send yet, but I'm using the PMBOK 6th edition at our practice guide. Yes, okay, so even for next year, Stone, this may be enough, okay? We are upgrading our exam simulator to the 2021 version. Wait, where am I? Here, nope, got it wrong. There I am. Hello. So we are upgrading our exam simulator to the 2021 version, and you can get a free upgrade to the 2021 version there as well. Parsa, if one fails in December, go for retest. No, you will have to take the new exam in 2021. Like I said, last time it changed, one exception. Okay. Is it still going to be multiple choice? How many questions are there? Exactly the same. There are going to be 200 questions on the exam, but multiple choice, drag and drop, potentially fill in the blank, and also select more than one. So there'll be a question with 6 answers, and it'll tell you select 2 out of these 6. Okay. No ITTOs in 2021. Stacy, no ITTUs in 2020. You do not need to memorize the ITTOs. Okay. Alim, if you write the PMP exam first week of November, did not pass, I suppose, exam, yes, you will be able to retake it in 2020. Okay. Then we have Priyanka on YouTube. How do you rate the level of difficulty of the exam as the PMBOK version is changing? The PMBOK is not yet changing. Therefore, I rate the exam difficulty still higher because now you have to know 50% Agile. PMBOK 6th edition plus Agile. Can you do a mapping of the new ECO with the current PMBOK and Agile Guide? No, we will not be doing that. I'm sorry about that. It's just too much work because starting February, nobody cares about the mapping anymore, frankly. Okay, Gaurav. I have concern what the ideal mock exams is sit for the exam, 75%. That's where you need to go. Okay. Stacy, did Cornelius say no ITTO memorization for 2021? That's exactly what he says. Do not memorize the ITTO. You have to understand and know the ITTOs. And Stacy was listening. She responded, yes, indeed. That's what Cornelius said. Joe Pang is asking, what kind of Agile questions are we expecting? More like the ones we currently see in the PrepCast simulator or something more at the PMI ACP level? Joe, very good question. By the way, hello, Joe. Joe is one of our community moderators in the forums on the PrepCast website. This is something that we have been working hard to understand. We did a pilot. We've looked at PMI questions. We've looked at everything out there at the reference books, and we have come up with the best version at this time. Okay, so right now, I think we have done enough Q&A, quick-fire Q&A for 10 minutes here. Now let's go into the 2021 exam together. First aspect, we are going to have to talk about the PMP exam content outline, the ECO. Excuse me, you don't see my screen? There you go. The PMP exam content outline, the ECO. Okay. Many people think that the PMP exam is all about the PMBOK guide. That is not true. The PMP exam is not a test of the PMBOK guide. Let me repeat that. The PMP exam is not a test of the PMBOK guide. Instead, the questions on the PMP exam are based on the exam content outline. If it isn't in the exam content outline, it isn't on the exam. Okay. So the PMP exam content outline, it defines and describes what's on the exam. Like I said, if it doesn't talk about it in the exam content outline, you won't find it on the exam. So it's basically the syllabus of the exam. The ECO consists of domains, tasks, and enablers. Okay. The domains, you know, they're very similar, the same idea for 2020 and 2021. They're just different. Tasks are the same. Old ECO also had tasks, but new are the enablers. Let's take a look at the 3 domains that we have now on the new exam. So on the 2020 exam, it's initiating, planning, executing, monitoring, controlling, and closing. On the new exam, it's people, process, and business environment. All questions will be mapped to those 3 domains. The questions will also be mapped to the individual tasks within those domains. 14 and 17 for people and processes, and 4 or 5, yes, on business environment. Why do I say 4 or 5? Because the official ECO has 4, but the training materials that we were given by PMI has 5. So we reached out to them going, hey, what's the problem? Why this difference here? Why do we see 4 in one and 5 in the other? 42% people, 50% process, 8% business environment. That's the type of focus that you need to expect for the 2020 exam. But you also, already mentioned this, have to understand that 50% of the questions on the PMP exam are going to be predictive, similar to today, so plan-driven project management approaches, and 50% will be agile project management approaches. That means, knowing about Agile, having experience in Agile, reading the Agile practice guide, that is going to be important. Okay, so we're talking about these tasks and enablers in the exam content outline here. I have picked a sample of these tasks. This is task 2 from domain 1. So this is part of the people domain. Okay, so the task is lead a team. That's what your job is as the project manager. As the project manager, you need to lead a team. And then the sub-bullets, those are the enablers, because if you want to lead a team, set a clear vision and mission will enable you to lead a team. Supporting diversity and inclusion will enable you to lead a team. If you value servant leadership, that will enable you to lead a team. If you determine an appropriate leadership style, that will enable you to lead a team, and so on. Okay, so lead a team is the task, and the sub-bullets, those are the enablers. They help you to perform that particular task. By the way, these are only 5, 6. I think there are 1 or 2 more that didn't fit on this slide here. And PMI also clearly says these enablers, that's not all there is. Usually when we're talking about one of these tasks, this is just a sample enabler list that we are giving you to understand what you may need to do in order to perform this task. Question here from Pascal, missed the first 5 minutes. Yes, it will be recorded, and you can get back to this later on. Okay. All right. Saeed, thank you very much for joining. I would appreciate it if you did not use this particular live event to promote your own classes to our attendees. Thank you very much. All right, moving on. Here we go. Aspect number 2. PMI authorized training partners, ATPs. All right, so you may be aware of the REP program, the Registered Education Program, that is going away at the end of the year. It will be replaced with the Authorized Training Partner Program. Okay. My company is an ATP. We are now ATP authorized. That means we will get an endorsement from PMI, and PMI will promote us and our courses on the PMI website. Okay. This means that we have access to turnkey content. In particular, we get the PMI authorized PMP exam prep materials. We'll look at that in just a moment. PMI has developed their own course, and as an ATP, you are required to teach that course. We may no longer teach our own course. We must teach the PMI course. We must also take instructor training. Okay, so we go through a train the trainer course. I've done that. And once you are ATP approved and once you are trained the trainer, then you receive a number of badges. Okay, and the ATP badges, they look like this here. So on the left-hand side, you see the badge for a partner organization. Okay, this is a company who has been approved by PMI as an ATP. And the badge on the right-hand side, you can see there, it says instructor as well. This is the instructor badge. That's actually my badge. I took a screenshot from my badge that I have. Okay, so very important for you to remember what these here look like, because going forward, you want to make sure that you take your training from somebody who has a badge, who is approved, and who can, teach you in the PMI way. Okay. Why did PMI do this? Why is PMI now offering their own course? Why is PMI, having instructors? Well, they say that their statistics, their surveys say and show that 9 out of 10 of PMI's customers state that they look for PMI-approved instructors when searching for PMP exam prep and training. Okay, that's why PMI has gone down that route. That's why they offer their own training. And talking about training, the next aspect is here, the PMI authorized PMP exam prep course. Mentioned this a few times already. Yes, PMI has indeed developed and published their own course at this time. And here it is. It is PMI developed. It is the authorized exam prep course. That's what they call it. It is a 5-day course, 35 hours. And it is instructor-led only. So there will be no recordings of this course. Okay. Now, some of you may know of my Project Management Prepcast, which is a recorded training course. That course will go away at the end of the year because PMI no longer allows us as an ATP to have recorded training material. We must deliver this course as a 5-day course live, which means that you have to attend a live 5-day course from PMI in order to get ready for the PMP exam. And, very important, it must be delivered by an authorized trainer through an authorized training partner. So if you participate in one of these courses, you know that you are being taught by an authorized trainer, and that authorized trainer works for an authorized training partner. Quick look into the course here. What do you get? Lesson 1 is how to create a high-performing team. Lesson 2, starting the project. Lesson 3, doing the work. Lesson 4, keeping the team on track. And Lesson 5, keeping the business in mind. And if you remember, people, process, and business environment, that clearly shows that the exam content outline requirements were translated into this course. Additionally, right, and this is the good thing, okay, PMI now has released 200, they call them cloned questions, okay? So if your company, my company is, if you are a premier ATP, then you will receive those 200 questions. And what we have done is we have added those 200 questions to our exam simulator, and those people attending the official PMI authorized course will also get access to those 200 cloned questions. If you just buy the exam simulator from us and you don't attend the training, you will not get those questions, okay? Important distinction there. And what PMI means by cloned is they have taken questions out of the real PMP exam. They have probably adjusted them slightly, and made them a little bit different than what they are in the exam, but they are, they're the best we have to tell you, okay, these are questions from the real PMP exam right there. Okay. Marty's here. Hello, Marty. He just passed his PMP exam, I think within the last 48 hours or so. Appreciate it very much. Can you please let me know for the ACP and also the simulator enough? My experience says the simulator is never enough. You definitely want some training if you go for the ACP exam. Okay. Hari Prasad, hi Kanuz, I'm currently have a Prepcast subscription. We'd like to know if Prepcast course and simulator will be upgraded, free cost for 2021. So Hari Prasad, as I just said, we are not permitted to have any recorded training, so no, the prep cost will not be upgraded for the 2021 exam. If you want 2021 training, you must attend the official PMI authorized course that we will start offering at the beginning of November. Okay, here we go. Monit asks, can project management courses in universities or private company training can still be considered as 35 contact hours? Yes, they can. So even though PMI is offering the official PMI course and we are required to teach that, those who are not part of the ATP program, they are permitted to continue to train whatever it is they are training. Okay, there we go. Stone asks, will my access to the prep course go away at the end of the year? I bought it in September. My schedule goes into January 2021. Let's see. Don't quote me on this. We have a statement on our PMP exam prep update page about this. I believe you have access until PMI requires us to take it offline. We expect this to be around June of next year. I think that's what it says there. So not 100% sure, but I think that's what it is all about. Alim asks, are there any agile questions on the 2020 version of the exam? Very few. Expect 3 to 5 agile questions is what we are seeing. Okay, back to the presentation. Again, why is PMI doing this? Why is PMI making everybody take this course, this official 5-day PMI course, and why are they doing it in person? It's all about quality. 4 out of 5 customers of PMI feel it is important to be taught PMI developed content. Okay. Now, although some of the training providers' content out there is excellent, still 4 out of 5 customers say, PMI customers, candidates to take the exam say, I want to be taught whatever course it is that PMI has. I don't want to take Cornelius's course. I don't want to take Rita's course. I don't want to take Andy Crow's course. I want to take a PMI course, and that is why PMI has gone this route, and that is why they are now offering their own course. Okay, next we are moving into some strategies here and training materials for the new exam. Okay, so here is the strategy that I recommend. As the basis, you want to take a PMI authorized course. Okay, that lays the foundation for your understanding of the 2021 exam. On top of that, you want to read the PMBOK guide. Remember, right now, still the 6th edition. And you also want to read the Agile Practice Guide. That's the APG. And remember, the PMBOK Guide 6th edition comes bundled with the Agile Practice Guide. So you definitely want to read those 2 documents. They are still very important for the PMP exam. They are the primary reference books that PMI looks at. And we'll look at more reference books in just a moment. Okay, so that's the second level that you have right there. And then on the third level, right there, you will want to make sure that all of this is delivered by an ATP, okay? Remember, that's why I showed you those badges earlier on, so that you can recognize who is an ATP. Is this delivered by an ATP? Is this trainer a PMI authorized trainer? Is this company authorized? And so you want to have the ATP, you want to have the instructor that is PMI authorized, and most importantly, and half covered by the logo there at the top right, you want a simulate. You want a simulator, of course. You want to be able to apply everything that you know. And to me, frankly, the PMP exam has changed massively in the last few years. You would have been able to pass the exam 4 years ago, maybe, without really using a simulator. It was just there was still a lot of memorization and just knowing what's coming and ahead of you. But now the PMP exam has gone away from that. It's really experience-based. And now with Agile coming in for the 2020 exam, without an exam simulator to bring it all together and allowing you to prepare and practice, it's going to be just so much harder to pass the exam. Okay, let's see. Moving on to the next aspect. Okay, that would be the 10 reference books, but let's see. I have a couple more questions here from Joe. If you took a 2020 course, can you take the 2020 exam? Good news, Joe. Yes, you can. Wait, why is this not? Oh, no. Yeah, okay, sorry, I was confused here. I saw something that I wasn't supposed to show you yet on the screen. Yes, good news, your training hours do not expire. PMI does not require you to take the exam, but they strongly, authorized course, but they strongly recommend that you do take the authorized course. Okay. Similar question from Candice. If I take the test and don't pass in 2020, will I need to take the exam training course to pass the new test? No, you don't. Okay. In this particular case, I would recommend what you really need, Candice, is what we just saw there at the top right. You need a simulator. You need a simulator, okay, a 2021 simulator, in order to make sure that you can apply your knowledge to the new questions and that it works for you. All right, next slide here. These are the reference books. PMI has now, for the first time, published an official reference list of books. Okay, first of all, there is the Agile Practice Guide, and then there is the PMBOK Guide. And the only reason why the PMBOK Guide here is in blue is because even though the PMP exam is not a test of the PMBOK Guide, many of the questions on the PMP exam use the PMBOK Guide as their reference book. So you still need to understand what's in the PMBOK Guide and the Agile Practice Guide as a secondary resource there. Okay. And then I'm just going to flip through these here. You don't need to read these. You don't need to really have a good understanding of what these reference books are. But as you can see, there are a total of 10, I believe, 4, and 2. Yeah, exactly. There are 10 reference books that PMI is now using. And that means that, if you have a question about something and you don't understand something, you can delve into these reference books if you would like and read up on specific topics here. Next question from Hane. Please for certify, is there any new disposals to get PDUs? Okay, Hane, this is not the topic of this particular presentation. Last week or 2 weeks ago, I did a presentation on PDUs and how to earn new PDUs. We'll make sure that you get the link to that recording on Facebook. Just go to the Prepcast page on Facebook and look through our available videos there. You'll find it. Maybe my colleague Shannon will be kind enough to post the link in just a moment. Okay. Moving on to the next aspect that we have here, and I believe this is actually the last aspect we want to look at, and that is Pearson VUE. That is the company that PMI has hired, is using to deliver the test to you. So you don't go to PMI to take the test, you go to Pearson VUE. You can take the test either in a testing center or online if you did not know this yet. Due to COVID-19, PMI in April 2020 has decided, okay, we are offering the PMP exam online now since April. There's the press release there on the right-hand side. People have had positive and negative experiences with this online exam. The most common complaint that I hear is that the technology simply failed. Okay, so somebody was at home, getting ready, preparing. They ran through all the pre-test checks. Everything was fine. Then they said start exam and nothing happens. And then they're on a call with Pearson VUE support for an hour or two trying to figure out what is going on. And, then you have to take a 4-hour exam. And so that is really the number one complaint that I hear. My recommendation is, if you're taking the exam between now and the end of the year, get it scheduled as quickly as you can, because, there are only so many seats available, and try to do it at home as soon as you can as well. Okay. Big thing is also, because you're allowed to do this at home, you're not allowed to write anything down on a piece of paper. There is a whiteboard that PMI and Pearson VUE is offering. It kind of looks like Microsoft Paint, really. That's sort of how it works. And you must use that. And last but not least, there is a mandatory break. Okay, why did PMI do this? Why this mandatory break? Very simple. I'm sitting in front of my computer right now. As you are taking the exam, you also have the camera on, and a proctor is watching you all the time. Okay, and you can't get up and walk away, go to the bathroom, because, well, you might just pick up the PMBOK guide and look up questions and answers. Okay, so what they have done is they said, okay, first, there are 90 questions in the first part of the exam. Then there is a break, 10-minute break, and then there are 110 questions. So you take the 90 questions, and you cannot look ahead for the 110 questions yet. So it's really 2 exams that you're taking, a 90-question exam and a 110-question exam. You take the 90 questions first, then you have a mandatory break. You must take a break for 10 minutes, during which you can go to the bathroom and all that, then come back again, and then finish the exam, 110 questions. And once you're in that section, you cannot go back and change the 90 questions. So once you hit submit on the 90 questions, you are done with those and you can't get back. And by the way, timing is fully up to you. So you must know your time, and you say, okay, I'm done with my 90 questions, submit, I'm now taking my 10-minute break. And then you come back and take the 110 questions, the second part of this all. Okay, well, Ruri on Facebook, excellent presentation. Thanks for this insightful information. I appreciate it. Here we go. Hi, Skushik. Do all PMI members have access to the reference materials? Oh, you mean the reference books? Yes, you do, by buying them on Amazon. PMI does not make them any cheaper for you. The PMBOK guide, the Agile Practice Guide, they're a part of your membership fee, but the other books, you have to buy them on Amazon. Joe Pang again, one of our community moderators. Any idea what the price range will be for the new PMI authorized course? We're getting to that in a couple of minutes here. Joe will talk about then. Are the reference materials available now? Asks Joe. Yes, again, they are on Amazon. You can order them if you would like to order these books. Okay. Alim asks a very interesting question that I've never heard before. If you're already PMP certified and you want to take the 2021 exam, will you use it in case you do not pass? Here is the simple answer for that. If you are PMP certified, you don't take the exam again. No, nobody has ever done that, okay? So do not take the PMP exam if you are already PMP exam certified. Wait a second, here we go. Making a mess of the screen here. Okay, and now that's it. Those are the aspects that we wanted to look at in regards to the new exam. And now we're moving on to the take action that I promised you. I don't want to leave you just hanging here. I have 2 take actions. I have take action for instructors and for students, and then we're going to take a look at our course that we are offering. First of all, for instructors, find an ATP to sponsor you. So if you are a PMP instructor, you cannot just simply become an authorized trainer. You must find a company like mine to sponsor you, okay? And since it's just, between you and I here, it's just the 2 of us, if you are a PMP trainer, please do get in touch with us. We are always looking to expand our team and If you meet our requirements for onboarding and training experience and all that, then we would be happy to be your sponsor so that then you can teach the PMP exam through us. Right. Okay. You have to take the two-day train-the-trainer class from PMI. You have to become the PMI approved instructor that they have like a 25-question multiple choice exam at the end of this 2-day class. Then you can get familiar with the PMI course, the 5-day course, hundreds and hundreds of slides, obviously, that you need to learn. And then you can start teaching. And again, as an authorized trainer, as an authorized instructor, you cannot just offer your own courses. Only an authorized training partner, only a company can offer the course, and you as the trainer must work for that company in order to teach that course. So do get in touch if you are interested in working for us. All right, so much for the instructors. Now for the students. Before we do that, I see a question from Kerry. Kerry Ann Davis, Rita has a 10th edition book coming out. Would you recommend it? Okay, so Rita Mulcahy's company, RMC Project, is not an authorized training partner. The book that they are publishing is not authorized by PMI. At this point, I haven't seen the book. I do not know the quality of the book. The only thing I can say, it's not an officially approved book by PMI, okay? That's the only statement. But Rita Mulcahy's company, just like our company, we have years and years and years of experience teaching for the PMP exam. It would be extremely surprising and very odd if the new version 10 of Rita Mulcahy's book would not help you for the 2021 PMP exam. So it's probably a good book that you can use to get ready. Okay, so take action for students. Look for the PMI ATP badge on the website, on the company that you are choosing. Okay, take the official PMI authorized PMP exam prep course for the new exam. Study the PMBOK guide and the Agile practice guide. And of course, use an exam simulator in order to pass your exam. Okay, so that's sort of the recommendation today of what you can do in order to prepare for the 2021 PMP exam. Okay, Timika asks, I will be taking I've been using the 6th edition PMBOK guide. Is it necessary to purchase 7th edition? Timika, you may have come in late. There is no 7th edition at this time. It will not come out until a couple of months from now. The PMP exam 2020 and 2021, both are currently based on the 6th edition. Keep using the 6th edition. Okay. Question from Shrish about the PMI ACP exam. Will the PMI ACP exam continue even though PMP is now 50% PM Agile? Yes, it will. PMI actually just recently released the Agile roadmap, and the PMI ACP exam is clearly part of that. Bismarck asks, does this mean during the mandatory break one cannot continue with the exams? Oh, sorry. So the break is mandatory. The break will start, but you can end the break before 10 minutes. Okay, but as soon as 10 minutes are up, then the exam will continue. And if you're not back at your seat, you will have failed your exam, by the way. Okay, so you must be back in your seat after 10 minutes there. Okay, back to the take action for students, because I think the biggest take action is the second bullet here. Take the official PMI authorized PMP exam prep course. And this is where I would like to take a look at the course that we are offering starting in November. So like I said, my company is authorized training partner. I am an authorized trainer. And on November 7th, we will start our first 5 Saturdays course for the 2021 exam. Starts at 8 o'clock in the morning, ends at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. That's Eastern Standard Time. So for me, it would be 5 o'clock in the morning because I'm on Pacific. So it's going to be, you know, early risers for those of you in the Pacific time zone. The instructor is Antje Lehmann. And it includes the exam simulator with the 2021 exam simulator, obviously, with 2,100 sample questions. And it also includes those 200 real cloned questions that PMI is providing to you through us. It also includes the formula study guide, and this is something that nobody offers at this time, okay? The last bullet point there. You may not be aware of this, but the PMP exam is not for life. It is a 3-year certification. During these 3 years, you have to earn 60 credits, 60 professional development units, and then you recertify. So what we are doing is we include 60 PDUs for you in this course. Once you have passed your PMP exam, you can write to us, and we will give you access to the Premium Project Management Podcast, where you can earn 60 PDUs so that you can recertify your certification in the next 3 years. Okay. That's it for a high-level overview of our course here. And now what I would like to do, I would like to take you over to our website and show you the course. 1 second. I didn't open it up before this. PMP exam prep. There we go. Here we go. I'm moving this over here. All right. Okay. So I made the font extra large for you so that everybody can see it. So this is our official PMP exam prep course that we have scheduled for November 7th. Okay. Right now, it's not available yet for purchase, for registration, but in the next 48, 72 hours, we are actually going to be opening this up. Okay. What do you get with it? You get the 5-day official PMI course. As I mentioned, you get the PMP exam simulator. You get those 200 real questions from PMI. You get a certificate for 35 contact hours. It includes all the slides. Yes, you heard me correct. PMI will give you your own access to their website where they provide those slides to you. So we tell PMI that you are a student of ours, and then PMI will provide you access to these slides. Obviously, we have PMI certified instructors. We cannot teach it without that. You'll get the 12-page formula study guide right there. You get expert advice as well, because we have our online forums, and in these online forums, experts like Joe Pang, who had a couple of questions that I brought up earlier on, who will help you understand the various aspects of the PMP knowledge. And like I said, we are currently the only company that includes 60 PDUs for your recertification in 3 years down the road after you pass your PMP exam. Obviously, we have the seal of approval here on the website, yes, because we are ATP certified, or we are ATP authorized. Then we go, let's click on this, right? That takes you over to this Acclaim website here, right? And here on the Acclaim website, you can click this verify button there, and this verification thing pops up, and it tells you, yep, this is verified, issued by PMI for Cornelius's company there. Okay. Candice asks, does the new exam start on January 1? No, it starts on January 2. January 1, everything is closed. You cannot take an exam on that day. All right. Seal of approval, what do we have? Far more effective. As you know, we have really high ratings here for our existing products. So I'm pretty sure that our quality will continue for that. Then I've brought up the 5 days, just the headline, leading a high-performing team and starting the project. Here on this page, we actually have more details about what is included. What do we mean by starting a project? What will you learn in this lesson here? Meet your instructors. At this point, we only have Antje Herbert and myself on the website, and Antje Lehmann here, she will be the person, leading the course. I didn't know that was clickable. I didn't mean to click on that. Okay. So, like I said, this starts on November 7th, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., And the format is 5 Saturdays now. That has been decided. And the course is $1,499. Okay, now the $1,499, that may come as a bit of a sticker shock to many of you, because in the past, our courses were, high quality, low cost, because they were all recorded and it was easy for us, it's just scalable. Now we are required to hire an instructor. So you have a live instructor for 5 days. The course cost for us, explodes, because we have to pay a salary to the instructor. Now, the first course we're offering at $1,499 because it's the first one we're doing, but I can already tell you that some of our competitors, their courses are $1,900 and $2,400, so $1,900 and $2,400 in terms of the cost. All right. Is there anything else that I need to say? Well, yes, we're using Zoom right there. Wait, let me make this big again right there. So we're using Zoom to hold these meetings, and you must have a free Zoom account, by the way. PMI requires us to have attendance tracking. So, when you join the meeting, you must log in so that Zoom can create an automatic attendance report for us. Question here, is PMP exam application approval process again required if I choose in 2021 exam? Indivar, I don't think so. So if you have been approved by PMI to take the exam, then you have a year to take your exam, and it doesn't matter if application was approved this year or next year. Okay, there we go. There we go. What else is required? Yeah, that's about it. Okay, tons of FAQs here, plus refund policy. In the past, we had a pretty lenient refund policy. We were able to just say, okay, you didn't like our course, here's your money back. That's perfectly okay. But now, PMI requires us to have a guarantee to run course. So now that I have officially announced this course as November 7th, we may not cancel this course, period. Okay, and since we may not cancel this course, and suddenly, we have 20 students signing up and 20 students leaving again, canceling their attendance, then, we cannot offer, this type of refund policy anymore. Basically, once the course starts, we cannot give you a refund simply because we have the expense with the live instructor at this time. Okay, question from Alim. Bought the prep course the least. Since I'm almost ready to write the exam, can I still access that simulator? Yes. So you can still access the exam simulator at this time and prepare for it. Look at our update page on the Prepcast website, and there is even an upgrade path for you from the 2020 to the 2021 simulator. Tad asked, are PMI-led study groups obliged to follow by the new PMI certification standards? Let's see. No, they are not. So if the study group is managed by an ATP, so an authorized training partner, they must follow it. If they are not an ATP, they can do whatever they like, really. Okay, got it. All right. And that's it. I think we are done here with a quick overview of the course. Once again, our course starts on November the 7th. Wait, let me bring this up here. Let me go back to this here. There we go. Once again, our course starts on November 5th. 7 Saturdays. It starts on November 7th and is 5 Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Can't even read my own slide here. And your instructor is going to be Antje Lehmann, and it will be $1,499. That is our instructor introductory price. Includes the exam simulator and your recertification in 3 years down the road. So please do go here, pm-prepcast.com, PMP Exam Prep. And in this PMP Exam Prep, what you will find here is then we currently have a waiting list, so you can add yourself to the waiting list, but in about 48 to 72 hours, the waiting list will be gone, and you will be able to actually register for the course. Let me quickly go through here. Stone says, the course itself will still be available, but no longer, yes. Okay, yeah, so in that case, Stone, if you have looked at that, then yeah, I would frankly have to go take another look at our PMP exam update page. But basically, we leave it, I think, until about June. That's usually when PMI makes us remove courses like that. All right, any other questions? Stacy, you are more than welcome. Cornelius, what headset are you using? You sound great. Well, thank you very much. This is an AKG headset. One second. AKG HSC 271. It's an AKG HSC 271. AKG HSC 271 headset. That's what I am using here. All right. And that's it. Thank you so much, everybody, for having been here today, for having joined me for this overview of the 2021 PMP exam. Thanks for joining me. And of course, as always, until next time, bye-bye. And that's it for the live Q&A on the PMP exam, with lots and lots and lots of questions from our live audience. Thank you so much for watching. Please visit pm-podcast.com for show notes, links, transcripts, and PDU information. Our email address is info@pm-podcast.com. Until next time.